Thank you.
start. Everybody stand.
Pledge of allegiance. Salute. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The oath, Scout is.
Loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
On my honor,
I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Two. Alrighty, so as you can see, Jason's not here. He wasn't able to make it. And Keith is coming soon, hopefully.
Well, y'all just talking, that's why.
Y'all can say. So we don't really have anything from the chair per se, unless Keith's got something when he comes in. Keith will give us the commissioner's report later. Got anything from the council?
Yeah, the biggest thing is, that we're looking at is, I would say we had the program meeting and the first of, under Mike. I think the biggest thing is where we need people to, just like I brought this, put more eyes on the calendar, so if you see things that not right, so we can get it right and make sure Tammy put it on the website, on the calendar, and this will be updated off of what Tammy put on. One of the things I know we have to build is where we get more people. I can use Mr. Lappin for example. We've been talking about membership this week. We need more people. Because the biggest thing, starting new units or getting new kids in the program, it just can't be a small group. So, and that's where the program meetings is gonna be very important because each district, if you just use our district, and one of the things I gave Jason was that he couldn't be here, is where we're supposed to have breakout sessions. I made a joke with Peter, I said, Peter, it just be Peter in the session. You see, so that's why we got the program meeting, so hopefully it can fill the void of what we're not getting, here. Because like I say, we're talking to Jeremy, and we got the camera going, but we're not getting the feedback. I think the most we ever had somebody watch was 50 people, I think, Jeremy?
Replaying.
That replay, go back to replay. So just thinking we had the 50 people, at least we can hear, get their feedback. See, we're not getting the feedback. We're getting the feedback to what I think we max 15 or 20 if everybody come. But we need those other 30 to 35 people to hear what they have to say. And that's what we're not getting. So I think Jeremy was on the program meeting. I know y'all was stuff for y'all to Zoom. Keith was there, Mr. Lappin was there, and Mr. Day was there. So any feedback that y'all heard, I think things that we need to change, let us know.
One thing I was thinking of is all those newsletters that I'm sending out monthly for the district, those are going to everybody that's registered as a for committee or something like that. What if and it's up to the job of the troop leader or pack leader to send it out to their parents.
Right.
What if we started sending it to the parents as well?
And that might be a good idea.
Not like the weekly one, that goes straight to the keeper.
Because everything we do if it's not getting to the parents and the kids and parents, we spinning our wheels. So I think that's a good idea because we got to find some way to reach them, you know? And Mr. Lavin was talking to you, I can go into school and do a youth talk, the kids jumping off the wall. They got the flyer to take back, the digital flyer from the school. But if it ain't reaching that parent, how they gonna get back? So I think that's a good idea. We got to find a way to get it down. Not staying at the top. At the top, it's not getting there, so. So hopefully, we got dates that, the program meeting, gonna happen again. And hopefully we keep building, get it where we need it to be. Anything you have from the program meeting?
So, Jeremy, I was gonna, talking of newsletter, I was gonna see what you guys thought overall. You know, we talk about, and you know, there is a calendar on the website. But as a unit, having to go through 12 months of this and, you know, transfer and potentially transfer them into your planning, into your long-term planning as a unit. So what I'm getting at, do we think it would be beneficial to send out what we got as a list of all events with dates, rather than having to pick them off a calendar? Is that something?
I think that's a great idea. If you can think back, way back, when we had program planning.
Use
you
your
know,
calendar.
Right, so that's why, and we're gonna do it again in May, that's why we're trying to hurry up and get this ready, and we'll be official. So, like you saying, Keith, we can get it out and
And
we
I
go
mean, I
to.
know, you know, it just, when you're doing program planning, okay, you've gotta go get 3 school calendars.
Right,
You've gotta get an LSU calendar,
Right.
you've gotta get a council calendar, you've gotta get a something else. That's a whole bunch of web browsers trying to move around, so I was just wondering if
I
we
think
thought
that
that might be easier, if we just go ahead and send this out and, you know, maybe, yeah, it is to everyone we know registered.
Right.
Here's, you know, it's all on,
Yeah, right.
you know, a
Well,
front
we
and back
gotta
piece of
reach-
paper.
Right.
For the next year, here are the things we know.
That's a good idea.
Print it up and bring it to your planning meeting.
Right, exactly, you know, print it and it's, you know, it's a front and back, so
Right.
it's just a lot easier to get to
it's easy.
than having to walk through
So,
Month after month.
month after month
Right,
after
right.
month.
Yep.
And then translate that, so, you know, there's already, you gotta do that for school and all the
Because
other.
everybody not going to the website.
Right,
They're
and
not
that,
going.
that being the
Right.
second part.
Right,
Send the website to them.
right.
Yeah,
send it to them.
Yeah, and, you know, yes, we can tell them, you know, it's on the website, but, oh, then, look, here's the dates in a document.
Right.
It should help a few, if not a lot, and
Right.
everything we can do to help even one
One, that's good, right.
is good.
That's good. So that's the biggest, so, I mean,
Where do you want us to, what do you want us to do with information?
like I said,
If we want to make notes or stuff, who do we send?
yeah, send it to me, I'm gonna make sure we get it to Tammy, and so we can get it, make sure it's on, make sure everything is right, and then see, when we know we got the calendar on the website, right, then all this can get updated where, just like the calendar on the website.
Going back, commissioners, you got anything?
No, nothing special there.
Membership?
Well, let's continue with the calendar for a minute, as far as, you know, the most pressing thing I can see. If you look at July of 2024, at the bottom, you see our districts that, to be determined. So the question is, when do we want to do our back to the pack? Last 2 years, I believe, we've done it the same location and it's the same place as, our Mayor Badge Day. Do we want to continue with that, or do we want to do it at our district meeting?
I think one of the things we talked about in the P4 meeting is it's tough to have another meeting. We gotta find a way to where because we had it at Broadmoor. We had 5 units. That was it. So we gotta find another way that we know we got them and know they coming.
Cause I think, John, one of the drawbacks is,
Say,
it's more packs than troops. Well,
Correct.
packs don't come to merit badge.
right, see,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I put it, hopefully they'll
So
come.
what
But see,
would-
they're not
what
coming,
would be-
the packs ain't coming.
What would be a pack event in the summer that they all come to? Well, there isn't one.
Right, it's a one, so we got it, but they not coming, you know, to when we talking about recruiting.
I bring this up because I'm open for suggestions, you know?
Right.
I don't see, to tell you the truth, I don't see much difference between the two, okay?
Right.
Okay, you know.
We get a half a dozen units here, and we get a half a dozen units at merit badge
And
day.
look, if we think we need to do both, I can do both, you know?
Probably, honestly, now that you bring it up,
Yeah.
more than one opportunity.
Right. And what Navigante, what they tried was going to the units. It was timely, at least it's just sitting in front of them. You know,
We can always record something and send that to them.
right, so you're sitting in front of them at least,
You know,
cause they wasn't coming,
yeah,
so they wasn't coming.
I mean, I would say,
So,
annual recording,
I would say
Doesn't
what
hurt.
you've got, if you look at the calendar,
uh-huh,
Nawagaki and Neshoba are
right,
holding it on the Thursdays that they normally hold their roundtables.
correct.
So do you do it, even though we don't get the packs here,
Right.
but if you stick with your roundtable night in July,
We can try, but they not coming when they're.
Try and get backs to come to
or
at least
just,
one.
I mean, like John said, do it twice, and John, just record one of them, or record both of
Because
them,
backs ain't meeting in July,
and pick the best one,
so.
and we send that out.
Right.
Okay, so
So ours is,
Ours is to be determined.
Yeah.
Ours would be on probably the 11th. Alright, no, that's a Tuesday, that's a Thursday.
when's the
so
second Tuesday in July?
probably
it's the 9th.
The 9th?
the 9th,
Okay, let's go for that, okay?
July 9th.
Yeah, and, you know, that gives us, you know, if we also grab a room, I don't know where the Merit Badge Day is gonna be, Broadmoor?
It's a problem.
It's at Broadmoor,
It's at
okay,
Broadmoor.
Broadmoor's got plenty of room, so we can always, you know, anybody doesn't make it, we can give them a second chance on that day. Yeah,
So what you think, well, we have 2?
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
That'll make up on the merit badge day.
Mhm. So July 9th at our, roundtable,
Right, okay.
it's gonna be, yeah,
Awesome.
Because, I mean, that would just be, the only thing you do would be,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, do we make the whole, even the committee meeting and everything? Do we make it?
Yeah.
no, I'd say we
Yeah.
still have
No,
the committee
yes.
meeting, and that way we get some packed people into here, hopefully.
I would say you just do
We
your
still
back
have
to
a
the
district
pack.
meeting, but at least round table we'll have the,
Just a quick committee
Quick,
meeting,
yeah.
nothing much.
Yeah, we may wanna change, fiddle with the times a little bit, just to make
2 minutes, 10
absolutely
minutes,
sure
enough time for the back to
we
back.
have the right times.
Yeah,
But the important thing, this needs to be updated, Mr. Tyrone.
yeah, that's what we're doing now, so everything has to be changed.
And it needs to be added to the site.
Yes,
you don't advertise. Alright, moving on, training.
All right, instructor, basic and instructor level training at Avondale on the 20th and 21st of April, $250. NRA shotgun, basic and instructor, May 18th and 19th, another $250 up at Avondale. We have a BALOO IOLS. BALOO required for your pack to go camping, they have to have a BALOO trained person. And IOLS is required to be a trained BSA Scoutmaster or Assistant Scoutmaster. It's May 4th and 5th at the Renaissance Festival in Hammond. It's $55, but if you register by April 12th, it's only $45.
What was the NRA Range Safety Officer training on June 9th? What's the fee for that?
I can look right about that. I'm scheduled for the next couple of months.
Thank you, Mr. Peter.
And we still have spots open for NYLT,
NYLT.
and I think, there's still a little bit of a discount available.
Yeah, I think it's soon that the discount ends, but yeah.
Is the course locked in?
Are there enough registered for it to be locked in?
Not yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
So,
Last I heard, not yet.
so units need to beat that drum.
I've got 2 or 3 more that I need to hit up.
I think we're getting close.
I think we're closer than we've been at this time in a while. And I know that's but yeah, I mean, we actually we doubled 2 weeks ago, or more than doubled 2 weeks ago, which was a big jump, so I think we, just need to keep advertising, keep talking. I've gotten kids out to a number of units that seem to have worked well, at least in generating interest. How much of it they end up signing up. Hopefully, with 2 troops, I don't know that we've had anybody sign up for, but they've committed to sending people, we just gotta finish it, so I'll bother them, then there's a couple of other ones I know that should, so we'll keep pushing on that.
Do you have anything for recruitment?
Well, that's really membership too, of course, and we're gonna talk more about this during the roundtable.
Yeah, roundtable.
So we'll skip that.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
dedicated to that.
Alright, so for activities, we got some upcoming events, we got the youth sporting clays shoot on the 13th of April. Camporee's on April 26th, 28th, registration's still open. Got Tradoree coming up on May 3rd through 5th. Again, like Mr. Peter said, BALOO IOLS training on May 4th and 5th. For the packs, we have the Cub Shooting Day on May 18th out of Waddell. That needs to get, I think once registration opens, we'll start blasting that out. And on NYLT in May 26th to the 31st.
Is the Camporee packet published?
Yes,
Yes.
there is a leader's guide out, I got it yesterday, in fact, and shared it with our troop. It's actually fairly well done to hand the SPL, like there's a couple of pages that talks about all of the grading, scoring, and events.
That's online?
Yes.
Download
Some
it.
stuff went out today about the scoring particulars.
Yeah, if you look at the registration page, down at the bottom, there's a leader's guide.
Excellent.
And if you have any questions, talk to them, call Troop 7.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, on the old business, we still have those open positions that we desperately need people for. We need to start advertising more about that, maybe put that in the monthly newsletter. New business, I hate to bring it up, but I want to propose that we cancel the district pilot. Because we don't have anybody to volunteer for it or run it. We haven't had any setup or anything for it, so. I hate to say it, but
Is Neshoba doing one?
Well, it was, Navigable was gonna do theirs at camp again, but I think they're not gonna do it. So we'll have to see if, the show, I think the show already did that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just, you know-
they did, I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
you're right,
Yeah,
just,
they
I was
did.
just trying to think of if there was an opportunity, if
Right.
anybody asked, do we have a place to send them? Or whoever asked is volunteering to run it.
Right.
Yes, we are having one, congratulations.
Everyone, you got a track? Alrighty, that's it for the business meeting. 2 seconds, we can move to the roundtable.
So commissioner stuff, I was wondering, what is that plan on Saturday, Camporee, AC Cup? And all the commissioners and training, any ideas with?
Am unaware that he's doing something like that.
He did post something.
He
Yeah,
posted
posted
something
for the dining hall,
Yeah.
1 to 3 on Saturday.
during Camporee for commissioners.
So you don't know, and I don't know.
Right.
And we don't
Everybody
know.
doesn't look at Facebook every day.
Ever.
Aaron, do we need to share some of the things from the program meeting, like fees
Yeah, that's
that
why-
are changing and stuff like that?
Yeah, we can,
We can move to roundtable whenever.
Yeah, John, whenever you wanna.
I can start, or we can, share a program.
what you have, Mr.
Well, I made some notes about,
Let's see your notes.
the usage fees at camp. And I don't,
From what we talked about in the program meeting, see, that's what we wanna hear, because we want everyone to be on the same page. We don't wanna say, okay, well, that happened at the program meeting, we didn't know nothing about it. So, we need any feedback that you heard or who was on there that, to make sure it's just where we wanna go.
where does that feedback need to be directed? If people
To
have
me,
feedback.
Mike,
Okay.
Red, Dorothy, so we'll know is this the way we wanna go. We don't wanna just say, okay, this is it, and everybody don't agree.
And
That's why I was telling you about, like with this, with Calvin, we want everyone to agree. So we won't get, we didn't want this, we want everybody to agree and talk about it and see if those fees, is those fees where we wanna go. Cause it just was brought up at the program meeting, so guaranteed, it only had, a max 20-some people. See, so we gotta make sure everybody,
And the 20 people were okay with it.
see, it was okay, but we need to make sure
So,
more than that
okay,
20
For
is
those
okay.
20, for the extra few who,
Right,
what do you guys think?
right,
Basically, we kind of equated it to, if you go to a state park, you gotta pay.
see, and that's what came up, you gotta pay to go to a state park.
So why
We
not,
cheaper than the state park.
why not? Yeah, we would love to do everything for free, but we can't.
Right, we can't.
And we have more amenities in the state park for activities as well.
Right.
Yeah, we have more freedom.
More free,
So,
So that's where it came
what-
up, so.
yes, a fee is always a downside, but does anybody have any, key objection to doing it? And, Mike let us know, there's a number, pretty much every other council around
Yeah, have they,
does some small number. No, it doesn't make a lot of money. It might pay 1 month's electric bill for the whole year. But,
Well, given that the electric bill is $80 grand a
80
year.
right,
you can't cut them off, so.
if it's a couple of grand a year, okay, it's a couple of grand a year. But why wouldn't we if everybody else does? It helps a little bit.
So,
Well, what I mentioned at the program meeting was that if there's units that have adopted a campsite that are putting in sweat equity, there should be an option for them to be able to do that.
Yeah.
If
They're working on
if their
that.
cash flow is bad,
Right.
but they're willing to put in sweat equity,
Right, that they could work it off.
they can work it
You
off.
know,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be, that's gonna.
everyone
should
was
do
open
that.
to
Yeah,
that,
it's gonna work, that's gonna work.
Yeah, I think we should do
so
that.
there's some ways to do it.
Yeah, some ways to do it.
Um,
Save EJ, save Jonathan.
right,
Yeah, so, it's-
you know, and it was come up with any ideas, any or all and welcome.
all right.
There was also discussion about expanding the council program fee, you know, there's $20 or $30, and including actual programs in it, like Camporee or Cub On It or things like that.
And,
So instead of being like a $120 fee, it was gonna be like a $150 fee, or instead of $130, it was gonna be.
so you already paid up and everything, you gotta
And
worry
basically,
about.
you can come to any district or council event that you would like.
So you pay in one shot. Then you gotta worry about 3 events, so Cub Hunted, or
So like
whatever, you know.
Yeah, so exactly like, you know, that was the comparison that was made, it's an OA annual pass, basically.
Yeah, like 08, yes, yeah, 08.
And, you know, one price and what exactly that price would be.
Right.
You know, but I mean, if it's only $25 and you do go to 2 or 3 events, that's definitely a savings.
Right.
You know, at $15 or $20 an event, if you go camping, you know, once or twice a year, just on a weekend, it seems like a good financial deal. And then it's just one cost to budget, one time for the year.
Well, I think the biggest advantage of doing something like that is that you don't have to worry about events being canceled because of weak sign up.
Right.
Right,
You know, if everything's prepaid, then people don't have any excuse not to come, it's prepaid,
Or if they don't come,
they're lost.
it's their loss.
Yeah. So,
And it actually might help the motivation of, well, I've already paid for it, I can't get my money back.
right. I'm coming.
You know, I'll come, maybe I'll just come for the day, but okay, it's got kids showing up at camp and doing stuff.
there was discussion about a council-wide camporee, and what frequency we should do that, and the consensus of the group at the program meeting was every 2 years. So not every camporee is a council camporee, that we should have a council-wide event like every other year. And that was the consensus of the folks that were at that meeting. They did talk about the hemorrhage, cash hemorrhage from Camp Avondale. They said $500,000 is spent at Camp Avondale. Camp Avondale only brings in $200,000, so it's a $300,000 loss every year. So it's costing us a lot of money. $80,000 of that is the electric bill. And
That second round is insurance.
yeah,
Yeah.
and insurance is another one, it's a big one. And the council's been working on the insurance.
And power, insurance, and 2 salaries,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's $300,000.
That's 300,000. Peter checked all the electric, so we know what we're losing there.
I mean, we got a bunch of little small bills that they
Right.
add up.
Yeah, add up.
Cost per kilowatt hour is outrageous, but it's $20, $22, $23 bill. But you got 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
For a building, you know, one feeds a bathroom here, and visitor center there, and small buildings. Declining block rates killing us.
Yeah, part of that discussion was, having to run those air conditioner units. If you don't run the air conditioning units, the building's mold.
Right.
Mold issue.
Yeah, so it's,
The bill gets a lot bigger.
yeah, so you got, it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't run situation, so.
You don't run the sewage systems and you're up to your eyeballs.
Yep.
You know, and you gotta run it. You have it, you gotta run it.
Yeah.
And it's a big motor.
Yes.
So things, looking at things that we can do to mitigate that cost. And the only other notation I had was, April 25th for the council banquet.
And you're looking at that date to see if that'll work or not. It's so close, so it might move it. But, let's see.
And they're talking about adding an arrow of light recognition into the council banquet as well. What was the Eagle class? And that's what I had for
Yeah, that's it, that's
Great.
notes.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Well, let's get ready for Mr. Lappin.
Okay. So, yeah, membership. So, kind of where we're at right now. There's the stuff we talked about last year. That's still happening. There's lots of stuff as far as training. That people can watch, and from filling out forms to all kinds of stuff on the videos from National. We're also doing some things, some reach outs. And we got some opportunities to do some reach outs in terms of like for example, Broadmoor Methodist has gotten together with the Civic Association at Broadmoor and Sherwood and asked them how can they serve, and they said they wanted a community event, and so there's a thing going on this Sunday, which is a community event for the Broadmoor Sherwood area, and so we're gonna have a booth there, okay? So I just wanna make sure that you guys know that we do have the wherewithal for a booth, okay? If you hear about an opportunity, you let me know, we'll see what we can do, okay? One of our conversations I had last year with Doug Fogel was, and he was interested in us setting up a booth and running on Fridays at his facility, okay? It's just a matter of following up and setting up a team to do that, okay? The other things we want to be, and again, there's all kinds of levels and all kinds of things that need to be happening at different levels, okay? Obviously, what we have here tonight is the choir, okay, the district committee, okay? All right, and so, our strength, of course, is probably our experience, okay? All right, and so I want to make use of that, okay? Now, we need to do more than that. I'm open for suggestions, and that's what we're going to be working on here in a minute. But in the same realm, I've had this discussion with a PAC recently, and I think we had this discussion last week, that it doesn't do us too, as Tyrone kind of indicated earlier, it doesn't do us too good if we recruit a bunch of kids, if we don't bring adults with them, okay? So that's something that's got to be on our minds, and how do we do that? Well, that's something we're gonna have to work at, okay? And let's see, the other thing we talked about at the Key 4 meeting last Thursday was opportunities for recognition, okay? So we had at least one new unit in the district, a PAC, okay? And I think 5 adults had pretty much qualified for the Voice Award, okay? And so the question is when do we make that presentation, okay? Jason, I think, had a great idea, and unless someone wants to argue and come up with a better idea, we talked about us doing that, recognizing those in the fall, okay, at the Camporee, because that's when we have, that's where we'll be most visible to the other PACs, okay? And the same thing, we also kind of talked about, you know, how many patrols have new scouts in them, rookie scouts, okay? I'd like to know that, and I would like to know, I think, and I'm gonna talk to the Camporee people, I'd like to recognize any patrol that has a brand new scout at the Camporee. I think we should recognize them, you know? And we probably should recognize any troop that's got, you know, at least the JTE standard for recruiting or retention, okay? And so I'm working on setting that up. But those are just some thoughts, some ideas, okay? And again, those may help us out in the long term. You know, obviously, we still got to do things like every unit, troop pack, it needs to have a new member coordinator, and we need to be working with them. Technically, they should be on our district committee for membership, and that's something I want to work on. So, you know, I started this with some ideas, okay? Because I wanted, and with this, especially from this group, I wanted some ideas to start flowing, okay? And that's what I want to really get out of this group tonight, in the time that I have, is to solicit some ideas from you, okay? Because what I want to do is take these ideas and I still feel that one of our strongest things that we do, one of the best things that one of the things we're best at is wood badge tickets, okay? So if you will, I want to take our thoughts and our ideas and put them in some kind of ticket form. You know, SMART goals and see what we can do as far as achieving that over the next year. You know, the downside tonight is, you know, how many new packs and troops do we have here? Not many, you know, so, you know, we've got to work our way through that. But anyway, those are some ideas. Now, how are we going to do this? Okay, so here's what happens, okay? This is a system that we use with my troop, and we've used it, oh goodness, before he was Scoutmaster we used it, okay? If you can imagine at such a time, okay? It's called the nominal group process, okay? And what it is, we use this, for example, with our scouts, okay? And you never have seen this done. It still works out really well if you would take one and pass it around. So, what we use this for, in 478, is we use it twice a year. Again, there's a bunch of different ways to run a troop. You know, I always said there's 100 different ways. And one of the ways we do our calendar is our adults pretty much will pick the dates, and if you really look at calendars, there's not really a whole lot of options, okay? All right, but the themes, the monthly themes have going on since the 70s, have been decided by the youth, okay? In this process, okay? All right, so what happens is everybody gets a card, and I give everybody has 5 minutes to come up with at least 5 ideas. You can do more if you want, but 5 ideas is a good place to start, okay? And so, with the troop, okay, with the boys, you know, we would be doing themes, okay? But tonight, we're doing something a little different. We're going to be coming with ideas of how we can improve membership and recruitment, okay? And that could be any level, adult, youth, unit, pack, troop, district, you know, any way we can get more people filling these seats, okay? And so, you know, that's what we want to do. And the process is what we usually do with the troop is after everybody writes down their names, we go around and we write them on the easel, okay? And we define them a little bit, okay? And then we pick our top choices, okay? All right? And we'll do the same process. Now, just because they're our top choice, you know, if I can fit more things in, I will, you know, but what's reasonable as far as a set of goals and objectives, that's what I'm using this for, okay? Is I wanna build a set of goals and objectives, okay? And the goal is what I want to get done, and the objective is how I'm gonna do that, okay? And, again, like we do with badge, turn them into SMART goals, and, see what we can do to implement them, with the people that we have, okay? So, and we'll, you know, again, the process is 5 minutes, I'll set a timer, and, or somebody will set a timer. Got volunteers set a timer? Thank you, sir. Set a timer. Give me as you know, 5's good, but if you get more than that, that's fine too. Come with ideas, and we'll circulate through the group and define those a little bit, and then we'll tally. Steve, did I miss anything?
I think we need to define what we're targeting. What kind of ideas do you specifically?
Because I left it pretty wide open.
Yeah, that's really broad.
I understand. You know, with a troop, it's pretty, you know, things can be just about anything, you know. And, you know, if you talk about what classic scouting membership, you know, retention is considered to be part of membership, okay, all right? Back to the pack is part of membership, okay? A new unit is part of membership, okay? So, you know, we have these components that we consider to be membership, you know? So that, I don't know, do I need to get more detailed than that? I'm still,
See what you get for
I'm
ideas.
still pretty out there. Now, keep in mind, we talked about this coming over. This could be used. I don't think I'd use it for you know, for anything with a lion or a tiger den, you know. But I think they can be used as early as a weevil's den. But you gotta have a heavy hand, you know. And but 16-year-olds up to us adults, yeah, you know. In fact, you know, they can do this themselves. So got the timer going, 5 minutes, okay, and start writing things down.
Thumbs up.
Very good. Okay, so, and just to understand, you know, this is a form of brainstorming, so as we're going through this, if you come up with anything else, you can always add, okay, all right? But, Mr. Beatty, I'm gonna start in the back there.
All right.
Start with you first, sir. If you don't mind, give me something here, sir.
I put establish strategic partnerships with adult groups to provide leadership and promote scouting.
Okay? I'm just gonna
You can
call
put
that
strategic partnerships.
strategic, oh, that sounds good. And if you have something that's kind of like this, yeah, you know, you can just say, hey, it's been posted, okay? Tom Clark, what do you have first on your list?
I put on here, use props at recruitment events, like you're talking about this, deal we're having this weekend between Broadmoor and
Okay.
Sewell-Eagle,
Okay?
like teepees and mock campsites and things like that. So stimulate the interest of the
Gotcha.
youth.
Add a wow factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Use some props.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, all right. Keith, got something for me?
We had talked about this one the other night.
Sure.
But a lot of mine are related to where are people already? Let's go there. Don't get them to come to us, we go to them.
Go where the people are.
Go where the people are. So you've got, 2 people in this room who are at 6 or 7 events almost every fall with 100,000 people.
That's really wide open, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but so the specific was, we got scouts parking cars at LSU in uniform.
Right,
So, you know, how can we leverage that?
right,
We've got a tent, you know, so is that just send out you know,
Sure.
any former Eagle Scout, any former Scout, hey, come by and get a bottle of water.
okay, all right.
Just come by, say hi.
Put a little note. Oh, issue. Let's see, we're gonna start over at, Mr. Allen, sir.
It kind of ties in with the first one, but get sponsorships for events, so there's no threshold, there's no cancellations. The threshold's automatic.
Okay, what kind of events are you talking about? Sponsorships of what kind of events?
Well, I mean, we're already, every meeting I come to, it seems like there's some event that we didn't reach the necessary people to pay for the event.
Program events.
Program events.
Okay,
Summer camps,
Yeah,
Camporee.
summer camps, Camporee. Like if
Derbies.
we just not canceled one that I was near and dear to my heart.
right,
Christian event.
okay,
But, hey, we had 11 people sign up, we should have had it.
gotcha.
You know, I'm hearing that people don't wanna sign up because they don't know what's gonna happen. Is it really gonna happen? Let's wait and see.
Sponsor to underwrite program events.
Okay, I gotcha.
So if we used to have like Exxon before they fell out with Exxon. Used to help put on events and stuff like that. There's a lot of companies that are big, a lot of people in our community that could help.
Gotcha. Peter?
Get our new and existing leaders trained, so they can deliver the program. I don't know how we push it, but.
And recruiting membership, is what you're saying. But you mean everything, of course.
I mean, everything, just,
I know.
so they can deliver the program, if they get them trained, it's easier, they can do a better job delivering the program.
I had membership just added, okay? Because this is.
It's gonna help with retention.
Exactly. You're right.
A personal invitation to someone.
Almost always the best answer.
Be truthful about the financial commitment to scouting. It costs $150 to join the program, but you do nothing. We don't tell you that it costs you $2,000 to do something.
Yeah. Can I say truthful in commitments?
Sure.
Because it's a financial commitment, but it's also,
Time,
Yeah.
effort.
I think we got to. I think we have to say to parents, this is not a babysitting service.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're not. I'm not saying we're lying to these people about how much it costs to be part of scouting.
Right.
We're just not painting the entire picture. We're trying to get them in the door, and then we tell you how much it costs.
Yeah, it's not an hour per week.
It's an hour a week. It's an hour a week per job you hold.
Yeah.
All right.
I put just like advertise,
Advertise.
like short video to send to the schools.
Okay. Tyrone.
I think the biggest thing is, how to, we're always touching kids, but how to touch the families of those kids. Because we got to reach,
Involve not just the kids, but the
Connect
family
with the
itself.
families.
connect to families.
Connect with families.
Connect to the families,
Get them involved.
right. It's going like what Stephen said, if we connect to families and tell them about scouting and what we're trying to do, I think it'll be
Gotcha.
easy.
And I've got mine here says work community events. Okay.
Be seen.
Right.
Be seen.
Be seen.
Be
Absolutely.
seen. Yeah.
Visibility.
That's part of what
Right.
Keith is talking
Visibility.
about.
As I said, visibility is a big thing.
Like that coach for kids used to always have scouts in uniform
Mm-hmm.
during all the announcements and stuff.
Yeah. That's
That's a
Yeah.
sore subject.
well.
Did I say a bad thing?
No.
Open.
I teach my profession, right? And the thing is, well, we all know, and the ultimate thing we want our kids to do, whether they're students or they're scouts, okay? We want them to develop their skills to the point where they can teach those skills and evaluate, okay? A lot of this stuff is for skills, okay? If you think about it, right? And, part of the evaluation is National is saying, and they have shirts you can buy that say membership on them versus the uniform, okay? And I don't know, I'm working my way through this. I understand why they say what they say, okay? But, I'm a hardcore, 8 methods of scouting person, I think y'all can understand that maybe both sides in the evaluation of that point. But it gets tricky, and I don't.
So bottom line, John, what are they saying?
Oh, well, the scouts are saying, do a poll. They'll sell you a poll thing that says scouting membership, and they want you to recruit with that, Yeah.
There's a lot, there's demographics that don't like uniforms, like the Hispanics. They think it's military or police.
Right.
So it's a visible uniform that is the problem.
But I don't get bogged down too much on that. That's something we probably need to talk about in membership parts of, but it's something that.
Be seen, that, I agree, whoever said be seen,
Yeah.
that's what we need, be seen.
Yep, Ms. Spade?
Shift from a parent-centric leadership model to a community-centric leadership model.
Yeah, that's still a problem.
See if I can write all this in 2 parts.
So set up networking opportunities for small troops. And to give you an example of that, John, you may have a small troop where they have a problem getting together too deep leadership for campouts and so forth. Partner with them to where they can go with troops that go regularly to get them more active.
Small units. Al, Mr. Allen, Mr. Quinn.
I'm trying to see if any of them that y'all didn't say yet.
You can say pass.
Is there
Go
any way-
fish.
We lose people, I think, to program because our program's not steady, so I'm just trying to find a way to not cancel events.
Set calendars, which we're working on, and post calendars, and follow calendars.
So we got everything, I got pretty much up there.
Okay. It stays there.
I think if we can get leaders involved at the district level, at Roundtable, and get them involved there, then maybe they'll get involved with planning district and council events. And if they do that, they have more likelihood of getting their kids involved.
Sure.
And kind of snowball everything. So it's involving the
Increase
leaders to
involvement.
trickle down to the participants for program activities.
I think the challenge is they're not even volunteering in their own unit.
I think that's the problem. And I don't know how to do that.
Mr. Osmond.
Yeah, I ain't got anything else.
Okay. Mr. Stephen.
Pretty much everything that I had was.
Is up there? Excellent.
I got all my stuff up there.
Okay. All right.
Look at areas that we don't have scouting.
Find gaps. Does that sound good?
That's good.
Find gaps, plug holes.
Right.
Mr. Not me, I'm next, okay. Like, communicate with citizens associations. I just put in citizens associations. Mr. Beatty?
I think we need to be more proactive in creating new member sponsorships.
When you say new member sponsorship, are you talking about charting organizations?
No, I'm talking about individuals. So if scouts,
Financial sponsorships?
what's that?
Financial?
Financial, yeah. Yeah, I think one of the biggest, like Steve was saying earlier, you know, you're getting people up for a lot of money up front, and they don't have any background to justify that expenditure.
Let's keep it simple, let's just call it sponsorships. Does that work?
Well,
Say that again, say it one more time.
well, we need to be proactive in creating individual sponsorships and making sure that the individual unit leader
Okay.
can say to a prospective scout family, if you're in this socioeconomic situation, we can get you into scouting for less than $150.
Okay,
And
so,
then you'll have opportunities to earn money and popcorn and whatever for fundraising
so
later on.
what I'm saying is, I'm gonna put all this into a plan, okay? The stuff that comes in the top, and if I can get all of it, I will put all of it, okay? All right, because some things are aligned very easily, okay? So when I say sponsorships, I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna go on to make the effort to be proactive in building sponsorships. Does that work for you?
Individual sponsorships.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, we've had, you know, so, oh yeah, we got money to do that, but when you go to get the money, it's somehow you can't get the money.
Not no problem, but I know what you're saying, just like if you got a family here, got 3, 4 kids, how to help the scout.
Well, yeah. Cool. Yes, sir.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
All right, I think we're gonna have to recruit the Cub level and the Boy Scout and Scouts BSA level differently. And it may be the social media that we need for the Scouts BSA. And I'm not really fluent in that, so I don't know how to reach those scouts.
Differentiate recruiting. Would that work? That's what you're talking about, basically.
I think, cause I think.
Depending on the level.
I think you need to you can do one approach at the elementary level.
Right.
But you're gonna need a different approach to grab kids at the Scouts BSA level.
Yeah.
And whether it's through social media or what, I don't know, but I think it's a two-pronged approach.
We've had parents who did great in Cub Scouting, didn't lift a finger in Boy Scouts, you know? And yeah, okay.
So, John, while we're sitting here talking and
Yes, sir.
thinking, I've been sitting here thinking about trying how to word it. Is as a collective whole, and this isn't just for necessarily us to think about. This is more globally, as far as scouting is concerned. Is we need to look at what are other organizations doing that are stealing the children, and getting them occupied and diversify our program to meet what they want to do. Because, you know, if a kid does not want to go outside and build a campfire anymore, then you can't make them go outside and build a campfire anymore. But if they want to build a spaceship,
Other organizations. I got
you
you.
got to figure it out. You know, you can't still force somebody. You can't force a square peg in a round hole.
No.
You know, and that's what we're doing.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha. Keith, we've kind of bypassed you. You were anything? We're getting a lot of passes now, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
you know, sort of some of these tied together, you know, partner with other, but like, okay, kids are at Skate Galaxy often. Kids are at Main Event often. Can we go to those places and, you know,
That's almost be seen.
yes,
But-
it's
but-
VC, it's partnerships,
Or
it's,
go to the people.
Or go to the
right,
people.
go to the people, it's all those.
Okay.
But, you know, that's kind of a specific of,
Be seen at events. How about I just say at events?
Or other
Yeah.
places.
And that's
Or
right
places
over-
where kids are,
and
not
that's-
even events,
that's
but
Very even better. Kid events.
right. You know, can we show up at a, you know, it's the one on, you know, the giant break thing where they have, you know, 47 baseball fields, and can we show up there?
Yeah. We
You know, at a baseball tournament, can we
Right.
show up?
right. Gotcha.
I think all what we're talking about is big pictures. You know, we need more boots on the ground. I mean, this is good stuff, but without the people, it's hard.
Yeah. See that's sure. Okay. So we're gonna need more people.
More people.
Yeah. We need more women. We need more men.
In our visibility and being seen and all of that, we have to get our youth, who are our best recruiters, to probably wear scouting attire again. Whatever that is, whether that's a t-shirt, whether that's a uniform, whatever it is, because if they're wearing it, then it's a walking billboard.
It may not necessarily be a positive billboard for some of our recruits though.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the things they've talked about nationally is don't wear a uniform.
Well, I said, whatever that is, whether it's a camp t-shirt, whether, you know.
Are you okay if I say youth in attire? And we can
Or, I mean, not just
we
you,
can
but-
fit it with the
Right.
circumstances.
Absolutely, you know, I mean, it creates a conversation, because you can change your perspective after a conversation.
John, perfect example, I got an email earlier this week from Ben Sherboner, looking for volunteers for the Fat Boy 5K this weekend. If we had scouts out there representing the scouts, handing out donuts and whatever.
Yep.
Okay, it'd be because there's youth and adults out there participating
Sure.
in that.
Sure. Okay. Let's see, I'm next. Reach out to camping groups. I'm just gonna put camping groups. And when I say that, I'm talking about, everybody from, shooting, shooting places, you know, gun ranges, to businesses, to archery ranges, to anybody else who's camping out there. Waddell, Louisiana Wildlife, you know, whatever. That's pretty wide open. But again, I can narrow that down in the actual plan.
You know, one just crossed my mind when you said that group. So there are a number of churches who bring their youth groups to a state park camp.
Yep.
Can we get them to come to Avondale?
Wait, without being registered?
It's just a question.
We rent out?
Can we get them on Avondale property to at least use the property and maybe they do become registered? It's just a question.
That's interesting because I had as my fourth one reach out to churches.
That's not much different than Camp Character, huh?
Okay.
Right.
Because none of them are registered.
They're
Yeah,
registered.
There's questions to answer. But we're talking, I mean, 5 years ago, we were gonna build a gun range that the public could come to.
I'm just gonna say church groups, and I can.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to go with church groups.
Mr. Beatty?
We need to market to change the perspective of scouting in the community.
Positive marketing.
Yep, we need to have positive marketing.
Yeah.
And this is not recruiting videos, this is about changing the opinion of people about the scouting program,
The perceptions.
the perception.
You know, but I'm,
But that'll roll into recruiting.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Hopefully,
Okay.
that's the idea.
I think on a higher level, what is scouting? What are we doing?
Exactly,
Are you okay with marketing scouting, positive scouting?
yes.
What is scouting good for now?
Yep. Got another one?
I mean, that's what just, you know, and I'm seeing, I'm covered all mine.
Good.
Pretty much all of these feed one another.
It's a web.
We understand,
Spaghetti.
we who have done this for a long time all understand the interconnections,
Yeah.
okay? But there's a need for specifics here that help out, you know? And I just put one yard signs, you know, so, I mean, and maybe I'm getting too, you know, that's more of a objective in some ways than a goal, you know, but, you know, but you see where I'm getting at is I think from this information, we can move towards a set of goals and objectives, okay? And improve where we're at, okay? I did this one year with my dance team, and many of you know that I've done Native American dance for years. We only got 3 out of 5 things accomplished, but those 3 things put us about 300% over where we were the previous year, okay? So, we'll see.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. Now, the next thing I want to do is, I want you to take the back of your card, okay, all right? And normally what we do is we go over this together with the scouts, okay? I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna ask that you write down your top 5 and give it back to me, and I'll score these and present this at the next meeting.
Top 5 from the list.
Yes, okay, I want you to list your number 1, okay? My number 1, okay? My number 2, my number 3, notice these don't have any numbers, okay? All right, and mark there, what do we call this? value,
It's rank voting.
rank voting. Put on this page, rank voted, okay? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Or more easily thought of, your top choice is 5.
Everything okay?
Right.
Your second choice is 4.
I will assign your top choice as 5 points, okay? When I tally these, okay? Your second choice, I'll give you 4 points. Your third choice, I'll give you 3, okay? And just hold it up in the air when you are ready to surrender it. I had a patrolman every once upon a time. He'd take playing cards, and 3x5 cards, and flick them, and they go sailing across the world.
Question is, did they go where you meant them to go?
He was pretty good. He put them through a hoop.
You see the guys that can throw them and stick them in a piece of styrofoam?
He could stick them in some things. Yes. Yeah. I certainly appreciate everyone's help here. Did you enjoy the process? You know, I think this works, whether it's adults or youth. And if you're not using it, you know, I think it's still a good thing to use when you need to brainstorm. Your call. I don't mind going to the other districts and doing this too. We need to talk with John.
Yeah, you told them?
Not yet. Still working on it.
We talked to him.
That's everybody but Mr. Steve.
Decisions.
Don't overthink it.
You can't go 4.5.
Oh, this is the original.
Yeah, I will. Can I have it?
I put mine in points, John, make it easy for you.
Thank you, again, thank you everyone for your help. And that's all I have.
I guess before we go, any changes on the calendar? I have the ones that we talked about.
You got
I have the back to the pack on check winter camp,
winter camp. Do we wanna have football parking
the game,
dates?
yeah.
And, for 2025, I don't see wood badge on there.
Okay, we're finished.
I don't think they.
I did, just after the, program meeting, I did talk to Mike about that, of, okay, look, you know, in our agenda, training fell under program, so let's get wood badge discussion of what is that going to look like on the next meeting agenda, so he was good with that.
Okay, all right, that'll work.
All right, well, thank y'all for coming, thank y'all for watching online. The next meeting will be May 14th, so we'll see y'all there.
Be there, be square.
Go home, take a walk for.